These are 5 bottles that you need to try before you buy.
Ask for a sip before you rip. Open your wallet.
First whiskey on this list. This seemed like a no-brainer. It is Town Branch, 11-year, 110 proof. This is a single malt whiskey at cask strength, aged in Oloroso sherry. How do you say that word?
Oloroso? Oh, shit, I just put a thing on it. Full disclosure.
Yeah, full malt.
I am not a fan of single malts at all.
Not at all?
They taste gross. And it smells like a cigarette ashtray that was cleaned with cherry dish soap.
You know what? I'm getting that cigarette smell. I want to say like a menthol cigarette, which I haven't had in a dog's age. But then that sherry comes through. So a little smoky, maybe a little minty. But I figured great brand, great distillery, 11-year sherry finish. How would I not like it?
Yeah.
Taste this and you're going to know exactly why I think you need to try before you buy.
It's okay, but I wish that I think the single malt is totally overpowering. I wish there was more sherry, and I think just our problem is single malt. I think if someone loves it, then they'll like this one.
I think it's very sherry dominant, but you're missing that corn sweetness.
Yeah.
You're missing any sort of rye spiciness in there. It's just that malt. Big time change of pace. Definitely something you want to try before you buy, even though
it's gorgeous.
Even though it's gorgeous, it's 11 years, 110 proof. I honestly think it was only like 55 or 60 bucks when I bought it, but this bottle's gonna last forever because I gotta be in the right mood for this thing.
So the next thing you need to try before you buy, this High West Double Rye that is finished in some wine stuff. If you don't like wine, you're not gonna like this. If you don't like rye, you're not gonna like this.
If you hate everything, this is part of all of the things that constitute everything. This is a double rye. This is almost 100 proof, and this is barrel type Pinot de Charentes. What is yours?
It's finished in a Malbec wine barrel. Like a very fine, like I'm getting a ton of rye spice, but I'm getting a little bit of tweak, like whatever the tan. I don't know what the taste is in wine, but I'm getting that wine through.
I would say the same thing. Like High West has that very distinct double rye nose to it. It's tamed and potentially deepened by this hint of like a drying red wine in it.
So it's disciplined, but it also has deep knowledge.
Yeah. Like the kind of kid that you wish that you had raised.
Mine is amazing. I really like mine, and I want the rest of it, but I know you want to try a sip of it. So mine is the BJ's Malbec. I don't really know wine words.
You get that double rye on the top of it. All of a sudden, the finish is now more of this fruity, drying aspect, and it's really good.
It's very different than the Malbec one.
The
or
Malbec?
the Malbec.
Extremely different.
Yeah,
Wow.
The Malbec is a little bit more darker. I really love it here because of, I think, the double rye. And this wine finish over here is a little bit more brighter.
Sure.
Totally different. So you can't go in full frontal and go, oh, it's wine, double rye, I'm going to get it, because they're...
Try before you buy. 2 different wine barrels. I'm assuming they also aged a different amount of time in the wine barrels. This one was finished for 8 months. How long was that finished for? The Malbec Monster was finished for 1 year.
Yeah, entirely different.
Different to the point where you want to try it before you buy it. You can't just buy them all.
No.
You can't just Dan Shook it up and just buy every High West Double Rye that's been finished in a wine barrel. The next whiskey you need to try before you buy is actually Borrowed Page, a Delbach or DELBAC blend. We actually have this available on shop.buysomewhiskey.com. It's a really interesting blend of 4 different whiskeys. Kira's got a thing against American whiskey.
Yeah.
Of all of the whiskeys, like bourbon, light whiskey, rye, spacebar, American whiskey, spacebar, single malt. It's very breadish, like a cinnamon bread, like a spiced Christmas bread.
How do I say it? What is the word where it coats your mouth in a nice way?
Good.
This feels like a creamy coating of oiliness in my mouth, which is a good thing. I don't mind the Americanness of it.
I don't mind the Americanness of it. Kira 2024. A cinnamon cookie, a ginger snap cookie, something like that. Still doughy, sugary, gingery, cinnamon-y. Is it like a rye cookie?
What is the spice that's in here? I don't know.
Cinnamon, a little bit of that rye.
It's a rye. It's more rye.
You're feeling that rye in there.
Yeah.
And I'm getting some of that spicy cinnamon to go along with it. As a person that's not normally in love with American whiskeys, GPA this for me.
like a 3-1.
I was going to say about the same.
3-1, just because of I like the oily feeling.
Has a nice finish on it, full mouth feel. It's different.
Well, I'm getting also like a pop feeling on my tongue right now.
Sure.
Like after it's been in my mouth and in my system, I'm feeling like I just drank some pop.
It's a nice change of pace, and I think that's the way you view it, right?
All right. Maker's Mark stave stuff. You should probably figure out which stave stuff you like before you buy them. Some are very good, some are not so wonderful.
The beautiful thing about the private selections is they all taste differently. The terrible thing about the private selections is that they all taste differently.
But then I feel like you gotta collect them all.
But some stave profiles, in our experience, do not work out. And in general, we're not huge fans of it. This one, I believe, is Lakeshore, and this is one of the very few that we've found. This was actually gifted to the Shelf Turds Bar by Patrick Larkin. This one is one of the few that we actually really, really enjoy.
So much cinnamon sugar. But that's what I get. Every time Maker's Mark, I get Christmas on the mind.
And you're not wrong here, too. Cinnamon sugar and like this light scent of a real pine tree.
Ooh, this one is a nice caramely feel to it. Caramely popcorn.
I know these things are aged like 5.5 years or so, and then they stave them with these stave profiles for like another 6 or 9 months, something like that. Don't get up in my butt if I'm wrong on that a little bit. I still wish they were a little bit older. Just a tinge. Give me another 6 months to a year on this, and I think it takes it to the next level.
That's what R. Kelly said.
I like it a lot. It's one of the best ones we have. Are they worth $79.99? If these were $59.99, I would buy them all. At $79.99, it's tough unless you try before you buy.
You know, it's like a blind bag. You go, remember Shopkins back in the day? You don't know which one you're gonna get, so you're gonna pay $20 to get a shit ton of stupid plastic.
If anybody was wondering why Kira's cards are maxed, she's beginning to divulge some of her strategies on how to effectively max your credit card.
So many blind bags. I mean, like, there's a Stranger Things one.
Last but certainly not least, this one pains me to bring it forward because I want to love every bottle from this distillery so much. It is Grand Traverse Distillery. Do not get it mixed up with Traverse City Whiskey Co. They are, in fact, different. They're also different in that Traverse City Whiskey Co. has been sourcing some MGP and adding their own distillate to it. Grand Traverse does all their own stuff. Grain from Michigan, mash in Michigan, aged in Michigan. Now this is Old George, O-L-E. So this is a cask strength single barrel straight rye whiskey with rye grown and mashed in Michigan.
It's rye? Does not smell rye-y.
You got it, it's a rye.
Like a ton of molasses. I'm getting this like, I wish there was more chocolate in this molasses, but it's all very woody.
Grand Traverse Distillery has their own sort of off-base, left-of-center rye profile, which is, again, why you should try before you buy. Some people are going to freaking love this rye profile. It is unique and different. Some people are going to say, man, that's not what I'm looking for in a rye, not my bag.
You know how you have your favorite Spice Girl? You might not like all of them.
I don't like the ginger ones.
You also might not like all of the kids from New Kids on the Block.
I don't like the straight ones.
I don't even know, name more shit. Or is it just me that's on this roller coaster?
You might not like all of the United States presidents.
Why are they so old?
So Kira, GPA Old George for us.
2.8.
See, I'd be a little bit more kind to it. I would go a solid 3.3. I think this one's great. This is 129.6 proof. I think it drinks a little under that, and I like that too. It's just different.
Different's not bad, okay? Don't be mean to people who are different.
I mean, Kira's different. She's not white. Most of you are white. These are 5 bottles that you need to try before you buy. You better think before you drink.
You better do it quickly before you go off to jail-y. Better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Nailed it.
There we go.